Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Big rainstorm and wind heading our way later tonight. The timing of this storm is moving up just a little bit. It's mainly going to be tonight, late evening into the overnight hours. The good news, things will be clearing out in time for that morning commute tomorrow. Bad news, if you want to sleep tonight, it's going to be kind of windy, and we're going to hear some thunder, and we're going to see a lot of rain. There's a system right now this morning. You could see it moving through parts of Alabama. New tornado watch just issued for southern Alabama and parts of Georgia. In fact, that's where the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe storms, marginal risk, and even some low risk up here in the Charlotte area. This is probably going to be expanded north, I think, into the evening hours, and I'm going to tell you why. Ahead of this system right now, I can show you the temperatures are only in the upper 50s to low 60s, but there's a lot of deep moisture down here. You can see it on our map here. Dew points generally in the 60s, starting to stream to the north, and that juicier air is going to be pushing up here later this evening, and probably setting the stage for some pretty strong storms, I think, rolling into the region. So let's get right to the data here. We'll turn everything else off and kind of show you how things are going to unfold. We'll pop up our Futurecast model data. The first thing you notice, we've already got some upslope flow. We've got moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic, and that's ramping up into the mountains, and that's why we have the flood watch in effect for the mountains and foothills until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Let me show you how this unfolds into the evening hours. As we get closer into dinner time, we start to see the moisture become a little more plentiful just to our west. We'll go to about 4 o'clock this afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock, then around 7 o'clock, you can see the first batch of rain starts to roll into the mountains. Now, a couple things that have me concerned here. This is the radar. Let me show you something that we call shear, and you can see that there's a lot of shear, especially in the mountains. Some of these shear values around 356 meters per squared per second squared, which means there's a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere. So there's potential, not necessarily always for tornadoes in this case, but strong straight line winds. And the reason I really think straight line winds will be an issue, let me show you the winds at about 5,000 feet. We call this the low level jet. And there are very strong winds here, anywhere from about 40 to 50 knots, which is up there close to, you're getting close to 60 miles an hour, 50 to 60 mile an hour winds at 5,000 feet. So when you get this rain coming in, these showers and the thunderstorms can what we call mix down that heavy wind or that strong wind at about 5,000 feet down to ground level. And certainly if that interacts with the mountains, which go up to 6,000 feet, you're going to see some strong winds and maybe some damage. Let me show you as we go towards 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock tonight. A couple things to note. The leading edge of rain gets here closer to about 10 or 11 o'clock, but you see these, what we call, excuse me, these bowing segments here. When I see this in the radar reflectivity, this is a sign of straight line winds pushing this direction, but everywhere you have a little notch, you've got to watch out for a little bit of rotation and quick spin-ups or even an isolated tornado. So that's certainly a possibility. So I really think the primary concern and timing tonight will be 10, 11, midnight, 1, 2 in the morning as these storms roll into the region, straight line winds up to 50 or 60 miles an hour, and it can't rule out an isolated tornado as we go through the overnight hours. Of course, I'll have you covered throughout the day and night. Make sure you and your friends follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I post constant updates there, and tune in at 4, 5, and 6 and 11 tonight to NBC Charlotte. The latest as we track this storm system heading our way. And if you get a chance today, clean the storm drains out. Leaves in the storm drains could cause some flooding concerns, even though the rain isn't going to be that heavy or long in duration. In the fall, when you get heavy thunderstorms like this, we always see flooding with these storm drains. So please be safe, be weather aware, and stay tuned for updates throughout the afternoon.